10 tips to prepare yourself for the beginning of the school year, those first 2 weeks. Some of these tips you're going to use on the first day of school, and some of these tips are going to help prepare you for the first day into school. But all of these tips will come in handy if you choose to use them. I want you to be able to enjoy the same success that I've enjoyed. Tip number 1. Script your day, and you may make it as detailed as you would like. I'm going to leave a copy of what one of my first day scripts looks like below. It is not a word-for-word script that I'm giving you, but it is action for action. If you know what you're going to say before you say it, you can cover all kinds of events that occur. Tip number 2. Start getting plenty of rest about 2 weeks before the first day of school. I know you can't bank sleep, but what you can do is get your body into a better place to start that first week. Because I promise you, that night just before the first day of school, it can be kind of brutal. Now let me give you some clues as far as dealing with not being able to sleep. The more you fight it, the worse you're going to make it. Don't fight not being able to sleep. As soon as you start doing that, you have lost the battle. Enjoy the relaxation rather than the sleep. I can tell you for sure you can function without a night's sleep. It's not fun and it's not easy, but it can be done, and it's not worth the added anxiety of worrying about it. So focus on just relaxing if you have to, but start getting plenty of sleep about 2 weeks prior. Tip number 3. Make a place for everything. Now, this is not about setting up your classroom and classroom organization. No, making a place for everything is really about those things you need on the first day. Whatever you need to use, be sure it has its place, and then it gets back to that place so that when the next period starts, you are set to go. Tip number 4. Know how your students will enter the classroom. I know this has been discussed in other videos, but you need a clear picture of what you want your students to do when they get to your classroom on that first day. This goes beyond just the procedure of every day, because there may be some differences since no one really knows where they're going to sit or what they're going to do. Clarity is security for the students. So be as clear as you possibly can and know for yourself what you want them to do, and your class will be much, much smoother. Tip number 5. If possible, have an assignment, even for a grade, on that first day of school. If the students know the work they do is going to mean something from day 1, they're more likely to continue working for you throughout the rest of the year. I tell my students there will not be a day in Mr. George's class that you will not write something. So you always need a pencil, and I live up to that promise. There's not a day in my class that a pencil is not needed or a writing utensil is not needed. You will write every day in my class. The other thing I tell them is I will never assign you busy work. I just won't do it. I won't waste your time, and I won't waste mine. They will do work for you knowing that it's going to be graded, it's going to be looked at, it's going to go into a larger grade maybe, but it's always going to be a portion or a grade unto itself. Number 6. Decide how you want to be perceived at least 2 weeks in advance or even earlier, and start gathering those thoughts and phrases and mannerisms in your mind to convey the image you want to convey. A tip on this is that don't pick something you're not. For instance, if you're not a highly structured, organized individual, don't decide that's what you want to portray to your students, because eventually it's going to crumble like a house of cards, and they're going to see you for what you really are, which may not be that organized or structured. The things I do in my class are me. They are genuinely me. What you see on these tapes are genuinely me and who I am. Tip number 7, it's another 2-week out tip. Start eating high protein, low carb meals, smaller meals, maybe 3 to 4 a day, in place of the big meals that we normally eat during the summer or other times of the year. Start eating those smaller athletic type meals, healthy, balanced meals, so that your body will have more to draw from during those 2 weeks of school, beginning of school, where energy demands are high. The better shape you are in physically, the better your first couple of weeks are going to go. Starting about 3 years ago, I started walking every day, 2 to 3 weeks prior to the beginning of school, sometimes 5, 6, maybe even 12 miles. I would just walk. A lot of that, in my case, was just getting my mindset right for school to start. But it was also working my body out. And when it came time for school, I had stamina to stand and do the things that I had not been doing all summer. Tip number 8, cough drops. Lots of cough drops. Your voice is gonna get torn up this week. Your voice is going to get torn up the first 2 weeks, maybe even 3. You need cough drops in your classroom to keep your throat smooth, to keep your voice clean, to keep yourself from losing your voice before the end of those 3 weeks. Just make sure you have them. You need them. Number 9, I wrote about this on my blog. Dress as professionally as you can. Now, for the first day of school, I can't wear a tie and a jacket because we all wear the same thing in my school. All the teachers wear the same red pullover polo and the dark slacks or skirts, and we all look like we're in uniform, almost, kind of a military kind of feel to it, the way one student described it. But the second day, I'm in my tie, I'm in my jacket, and I stay that way for about 2 to 3 weeks. As my energy level in my classroom starts to ramp up, I start to lose the tie, and eventually I go to dress casual. Only can tell you what I have observed. Students behave differently based on how you dress. If you think about it, it's the only way students have to initially make an opinion of you is how you look. You look more professional, the more professional they will treat you. They don't even realize they're doing it. If something that simple is going to make your classroom easier to manage, I would hope you would give it a shot. Number 10, get as many names memorized on that first day as you possibly can. If you really want to blow your students' minds as they're leaving the classroom, be able to say, "Hey Linda, have a great day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. If you have any questions, be sure to come back by my class. You know where I am, so if you get lost or anything, then you know where to come to me. See you later, Linda." If you can call people by name as they're leaving your classroom on that first day, it really will blow their minds. They know they're important to you at that point, and they know it's important to you to know their names. Remember, I enjoy learning with you, I enjoy teaching with you, and together we can take over the world.